Welcome to Blood, Sweat and Talanoa Podcast, Episode 2. BST is a podcast about three guys from Poirua talking about health and well-being through a number of perspectives, sharing some of our life experiences and personal journeys, and always looking to engage. So subscribe on the Blood, Sweat and Talanoa Facebook page as we look to build our community. I'm Shane. I'm here with my two brothers, Te Are, Te Hau, Kia rana, taloha ni. How are we this evening, boys? Te Ale.
Yeah, kia ora, everyone. Welcome. Greetings. Just also like to thank you for your Facebook page responses and support out there. We more really appreciate the support. Thank you. Taho.
Nice. Te Hau, how are you this evening?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I just want to, second on that. Thank you very much for the support, everyone that you guys are liking, and yeah, it's great to be a part of this. And thank you so much, everyone. I hope you guys enjoy this one as well, this episode 2.
It's good that both of you guys got a lot of nephews and nieces.
Yes, thank you, family.
Thank you, family.
Family's good. So look, guys, for tonight's episode, one thing we wanted to say as we talk about our topic tonight on what does it mean to be physically and mentally well, the perspective we will come from is our own lived experiences and journeys. We don't profess to offer a professional or clinical view, although we do intend on future episodes to host guests that can talk through that lens and perspective. We'll have links on the BST page for people seeking further information around what we cover tonight. Now, having said that, without further ado, Te Are, take us away.
Rightio. All right. Kia ora tātou katoa I te apo. Greetings and welcome again. Right, so my understanding of physical well-being. So I've put something together quickly. So for me, physical well-being is about how your body grows, feels and moves, and respecting and advocating for your body. So what I mean about advocating is about making the right choices and decisions that affect your life and take responsibility for your choices you make. Also, just to note, it's important to acknowledge that sometimes your physical well-being may not be as good as you would like it to be, and this might be beyond your control. So what's important is that you take care of yourself and of your current physical abilities. So what I've put together is a summary of my habits that I'll share with you, and I may also add some of my experiences. So, number 1, nutrition, balanced diet. Well, I guess for me, my nutrition is not the greatest, and I think some others may know out there. So let's be honest, it's hard for some people to make a change. So I know personally for me, I need to cut back on the sugary foods, and we all know what the sugary foods are. I have a question for my 2 colleagues there, and maybe the audience too. It's a big item that we usually keep in our pantry cupboards. There is a big I need to basically cut back on too. Do you guys know what it is?
What?
Is it your goodies?
Yeah, what is that staple item that we always have all the time? You can put whatever on it.
That's those donuts, isn't it?
Well, yeah, you're close, mate. Yeah, it's bread, and
It's
second
bread.
was the Raro donuts. So I've got to behave.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what it comes down to now for me is I've always got to, you can always replace them with rich nutrient-rich foods, like fish, lean protein, veggies, whole grain foods, and healthy fat foods such as avocados. There's been some studies in the States there that these changes in a balanced diet have also shown to reduce the depressive symptoms in adults. That was by Dr. David Myers from Nebraska. Let's see if the balanced diet. It's going to lead on to our future episodes with our journey. So we'll come back to that later. Number 2 is regular exercise. So engaging in regular physical activity. It could include a number of exercises such as walking, biking, cycling, strength training, flexibility exercises, and balance exercises. So I'm currently recovering from a second hip replacement, which took place about 8 weeks ago. And probably 4 weeks ago, I got back into exercises, cycling, a little bit of strength training and flexibility exercises with a group of guys up in Otaki. Another, third step that helps me to get through the day is adequate sleep. You have your odd quarter nap in the afternoon, but getting enough quality sleep will allow the body to repair and regenerate. Hydration.
That nap in the afternoon's only because you work for yourself, isn't it?
No comment.
No comment.
What's that? Sitting in the driver's seat?
But you need it though, Tiari.
Yeah, man.
Everyone
Spend
needs
too much
that nap.
time on the paperwork at night. Nah,
Sleep's good.
but otherwise, all good. Number 4, hydration. So drinking enough water. I think it's about 2-3 liters a day.
That much? Really?
Yeah. That just basically maintains your bodily functions and overall health. I must admit, I'm not drinking enough water at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm getting onto it. 5.
Ted, I was just going to ask you, when you drink a lot of water too, you're always going to the you're always going to the toilet each time. I don't know about you, but when I came back from Brisbane, man, I used to drink a lot of water, like you say. But when I come back here, drinking the water it's cold, and so I found I was getting always dry. What's the word? Just dry. Always wanting to. I couldn't drink as much as I did back in Brisbane.
Okay.
Yeah, but here, because the water is kind of a bit different here, you can taste the chlorine or some kind of, I don't know.
So what's the difference with the water back in Brizzy?
We always drank bottled water, or
okay.
We had those. We had just the water stuff that.
I was going to say, because I was going to say you wouldn't be drinking out of the Brisbane River. Who would want? You wouldn't do doing that.
But they said though that kind of water is. That's what they were saying, that it's really it's like the best water to drink, but nah, we didn't drink out of that. Well, if we did, it was just because I was lazy and I was just drink that water. But
it could be the chlorine down in, I'm not sure, down in your water down in Poriroa. Yeah. Can't you just drink it straight out of the Waikanae River? Nah, I don't know. But there is information online about water,
Apparently,
water.
Hey, Tiali, apparently water tastes different if you drink it up in Waitingarua and if you try and drink it down by the creek. Remember, the water flows from Waitingarua to the creek, so it's a different taste.
Different taste, eh?
I think we get the best water, I think, of the Waitai.
On top of Ascot Park.
Okay,
let's move on.
We're interrupting you. Keep going, bro.
Sorry.
So, 0.5, I've got mental health. So, there's a lot of categories with mental health. So, managing stress, anxiety, which significantly impacts the physical health. So, I know there's plenty others out there regarding the mental health aspects. 6 is avoiding harmful behaviors such as smoking, excessive alcohol consumption, and drug use. Yeah. Excessive alcohol consumption. It's been dry July, so it's been how many weeks now for me? 8 weeks since my op. So far, so good.
That's good.
Good stuff.
Not that I drink all the time. Right. Regular checkups. It's important that we do visit your GP, for your regular checkups. I just got sent a reminder from my doctor for my regular checkup and blood test and whatnot. So the reason for that is so hopefully they can catch any potential health issues early, at the early stages. Can you guys relate to that?
Can you repeat that again, Charlie? Sorry.
Regular checkups with your GP.
Yeah, I totally agree. Particularly when you're over 50. So yeah, for sure.
And it could be for anything.
Yeah, no, you're right,
like
bro.
With the men, it's maybe like prostate check. Yeah.
Can I say that little comment? I'll just say, Charlie, that time I was sharing to you about what happened to me. Physically, coming back and adapting to the way of life here, and I was used to the night shift and trying to get back into the hours that you guys run in, because I'm coming from a night shift point of view, like as in like I did night shift for over 14 years, and coming back into New Zealand, man, I struggled into the day shift life. So I've only sort of coming back into it too. I had a little bit of a health scare. We passed that barrier, but I went to they did tests and all this other stuff. I'm not going to go into the details, but the doctors was telling me you have to really be active. For me, at my age, 50 plus, so we have to look after ourselves and encourage each other as well. We said, every day you got to be active, like you're saying. So he was pointing at me because when I come in, it's like, mate, I'm sort of like I wasn't really looking after myself. I was eating, at different times. Sometimes 2-3 o'clock in the morning because I can't sleep, and so I'm so used to the night shift that it just disrupted my whole eating side of things and the pattern of me going back to the normal sleep pattern that the day shift normally has. Go to bed at 10 or whatever, 9 o'clock, wake up 6, 5, whatever. So that affected me, man, and that's why I had that health scare, and it really woke me up. I'm doing my best to stay active.
So what are you doing as in staying active?
Oh, for me, I'm taking it one step at a time, like taking those walks I was telling you about.
What, to the letterbox?
No, doing my
gotta
own
start somewhere.
There's, at least it should be 20 minutes out there and back or wherever. And depending on your place.
I think I did say I just put a plug in there for Finley of CSP, who's got a bike handy around for you.
Oh yes, please. If it's possible, I'll chuck a koha in there. I don't know if it'll be a 100. It might be
I know he's probably watching.
0.
Hey Finley.
Yeah.
CSP.
So, awesome. Yeah.
What does CSP stand for, Shane?
Cycle Safe Porirua.
I'm
sure we'll probably we'll come across in some future episodes.
Yep.
Look, guys, look, just where when we talked about this and I thought about what does it actually mean, up until I was about 30 or that, being physically well didn't mean much because I was physically well. I felt, I'm fine. And that where it became a challenge for me as post-football, and I didn't have sort of that regular activity of being able to sort of be out there and moving. And that started to become a problem because one, I didn't change a number of my habits. Tiali, you've talked about it, diet,
Yeah.
sleep, and that as well. And so I started to gain weight and gained it well over a period of time. And also there wasn't really a motivation in terms of wanting to actually address that for a while, which was actually to my own detriment because physical well-being, mental health well-being, there's a number of things that all have to fit together. And so I really struggled in terms of that and post football to be able to find a replacement or get into a routine that was really going to just keep me active and around. So that was probably a really important lesson for me. And also during that period, I also was able to go to the gym for a period of time, several months, and then sort of get back to some decent sort of thing, and tended for 10 years to pretty much yo-yo, gain weight, lose weight, gain weight,
Yeah.
lose weight. And where it became really challenging was when I entered my late 40s, and then all of a sudden I couldn't do that anymore because my body wouldn't respond to it in terms of my metabolism and that. So I had to actually address that quite seriously. And it talks to a lot of the health statistics in terms of people moving into our sort of age, but also those that have been really active and then go into a period where they've very sort of sedate in terms of activity and that as well. So that probably just something that I found was a personal experience, and one that I definitely struggled with for a long time, particularly after I wasn't playing football anymore.
Very similar to your to what you just told us, Shay. Oh, you obviously know what my background was with when once I finished playing league and rugby union,
Mm.
got into the sport of powerlifting, and that took up a lot of time. And obviously, I didn't really have a strict diet for powerlifting because I was in the 120 plus category. So you just ate,
Well,
lifted, sleep, eat, lift, sleep, train. Yeah. And then
What was your maximum lifts? What were you doing? What at your peak? What were you doing?
well, I don't want to share it right now, but I can say my last event was in Singapore, representing New Zealand. Came
Nice.
away with 5 gold
oh,
medals. So
oh,
I just went there just to experience the moment, but come away with 5 gold medals. So
humbly,
Cool.
humbly,
but
5 gold medals.
I don't want to share my the total stuff, which will happen later on in our journeys.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll
Episodes.
talk about it then. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll talk more about it then. And then getting into the mountain biking side of things with the likes of our buller mate, Warren Dawati,
Oh.
Basakili crew. It's something that we'll also talk about later.
Yeah, definitely. Look, one of the
What's that?
you go, bro.
No. You go.
Look, one of the other things I just wanted to share too is I was again in preparation for our conversation tonight. I was looking at a couple of health statistics, and there was a report that was done by Colin Tukuitonga about 10 years ago, or now Sir Colin, and it talked
Sure.
about the health of Pacific people. Now, that link will be we'll have that link in the page. And that as well. And there is a lot of statistics there that talk to the well-being of Pacific people. And now I know it's 10 years ago, but a lot of those statistics, unfortunately, haven't sort of shifted in terms of Pacific people accessing the health system and services as well. But there were two things I did want to point out, and particularly over sort of our conversation, and also when we talked in introductions about our cohort in terms of where we are in our lives now. So this Pacific population in New Zealand, only 5% of that population's over age 65, compared with 14% of the national population. So it sees that a lot of us don't get into that 65 sort of age group, and particularly into the retirement age, where a lot of our community have worked quite long lives and quite arduous sort of work and don't get the benefits of superannuation or a number of things because we just don't get there in terms of our life expectancy. And I looked at the life expectancy for Pacific people that Colin had sort of put together as some of his data. So life expectancy for Pacific males was 74.5 years. For females, 78.7. Now that's in comparison to the national average of 79.5 for males and 83.2 for females. So it does talk to an element of deficit in terms of probably quality of life and a number of things that we have for our community. Now, again, I think in this document, and the links are there for people to go to, it does sort of provide a bit of a narrative around that, and we probably won't cover it right here now, but definitely a well worth a read for people to look at. But those two statistics did stand out for me in terms of when we talk about our journeys and things that we've done and, what may contribute to that in terms of that mean sort of a statistic, in terms of health.
Oh, interesting stats there, matey.
Very.
Well done. Me, takimata. Hey, I've got 3 more points to mention.
Oh, yeah.
Can I carry on, please?
Those three. They're probably the big 3, so let us know what are they.
Number 8. Personal
that?
hygiene, bro. That's important, ain't it?
Oh, bro. Definitely, mate.
Maintaining good personal hygiene to prevent any infections and illnesses.
Yeah, of course. Especially when you're cooking too as well, eh, Tiari? We're cooking the barbie for
wear
the
your
boys.
gloves. Wear your gloves.
Wear your gloves. Wear your gloves, guys. Yeah.
Well done. Okay, point 9. Healthy weight. Maintaining a healthy weight through, as we've already spoken, diet and exercise to reduce the to reduce the risk of chronic diseases such as heart disease, diabetes, and hypertension. Well, diabetes, I'm on the border, so I'm fixing that up. Hypertension, yes, I've got medication for that. So, yeah.
Just watching the foods that you're not supposed to they give you that, or the doctors and that, what type of foods not to eat.
They give you all the info, and you have to listen.
Yeah,
important. Listen, man, and take the take or do the correct. Some people will either do the natural way of instead of taking the doctor's medications. I've tried it. Don't know whether it worked or not. Anyway,
can I add something from that? I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to interrupt, but as in there's a from the Bible it talks about and be quick to listen and slow to speak. It's an that's a verse that I just remembered. So when you're saying that, listen, it's like our parents. They always sort of drummed it in us. Hey, you got to do this and got to do that. And for me, listening, I was like, oh, why? But they probably told me, but I still didn't listen. So I was one of those young fellas that just need to.
Had no ears. No taringas.
Had no ears. So, sorry, Dad. Sorry, Mum.
Good on you, mate. Good on you.
I'm being honest, man.
Yeah, we're all probably the same. So that pretty much brings it.
This is turning out to be the longest top 10 list I've ever had to sit through.
Have I said number 10?
What's 10? Get us to number 10.
Okay, number 10, strong immune system. Supporting the immune system through proper nutrition. Again, sleep and exercise to fend off all illnesses and infections. Kia ora ana, I kia manuia. I'm finished.
Amazing, bro.
So, to viewers out there, I was just speaking from my heart. But like Shane said earlier, we will have the necessary organizations and information on our page. Thank you very much.
Nice.
Yeah, awesome. So, shall I give my point of my mental well-being? Is that
Yeah,
all right?
kick us into our
Kick us
next
in on
one. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Tom.
Guys, I'm not going to be as long. I've just got the five pointers.
He's not going to be as
But-
long as you, Tiale. That was a subtle hint.
but after
Save it
that
for your
5,
minutes.
after we discussed all those 5 points in that, I'll probably want to just give an example. You know, just somewhere along the line, my journey through what happened to me on my journey, and as in like on the mental health side of things. So the first point that I'm going to bring up is give. Give your time, your words, your presence. That's one for well-being, and then the second will be active, do what you can, enjoy what you do, move your mood. If you want to comment on that, you guys can. So I go on to my third one is keep learning, embrace new experiences, see opportunities, surprise yourself. For fun, connect, talk and listen. We talked about that, and talk and listen. Be there and feel connected. Number 5, take notice. Remember the simple things that give you joy. So those are my 5 things that I just wanted to encourage us. But for talking about that thing that happened with a friend of mine, I won't mention his name. It just came all of a sudden. That's sort of like why I want to share this with you guys, is that one of my work colleagues, one of my mates, I've known him sort of like 4 to 5 years, I think, working with this guy, and like I said, Charlie, his cousin, we know him. I'm not going to mention his name. So we will work together as a construction firm, and there's probably like 10 of us, and we worked together over the years. So just one day we'll, me and him used to do these projects on ourselves weekend, and so that's how him and I got close. And I'm always the one, because with my faith, I believe in the Lord Jesus, and He's always getting me through. So this particular one weekend, we did a job, and we were watching the Warriors. And I think I was at his house, and we're Warriors supporters, and yeah, we lost. But anyway, I said goodbye, bro. We'll catch up, because that day we were working on one of our projects that we did, our jobs that we did on our own instead of for the company. So I said goodbye after the game, and so it's when shakes. Is that?
Yeah, still on, bro.
Yeah. So when we left each other, it was all good. It's just like over the years, we'll say goodbye. It was just an ordinary weekend. I go home, and Sunday, I think that was a Saturday. Then it came Monday. We got to go to work because we pick each other up. Noticed that he wasn't with us in the van, and then I get a call. All of us, there's probably four or 5 of us in the van, and I get the call, and it's probably after 6:30, because we're on our way to work, and yeah, his wife, his dear wife, rang me. She gave me the news that her husband had passed on, and I just couldn't believe it. I was like, I just wanted to spew up, and yeah, so that's what happened. you know, my mate, my work colleague that I'd known 5 years, yeah, committed suicide, and didn't see it coming. And so I had to take this all in, and even the boys. Like I said, one of the workers were his very close cousin. So we all had to take that all on board and carry on working. You know, that call there, I didn't know what to say. I was stunned. I said, I was with him on Saturday. How the heck did this happen? And, you know, I was at your house. So she just rang me to let me, you know, tell me about the news. And then from then on, yeah, it just, from there, I just sort of like, I don't know how I got through this, but, you know, I know, you know, I just connected with the Lord. I just, yeah. There was no one around. There were people at church that I could talk to, but on a personal note, we just sort of kept it on the, you know, personal. But it's a hard topic to talk about, suicide, and especially, you know, if you had a close friend that had gone and you didn't see the signs. So I'm always like, now I'm aware of that kind of stuff. I've seen some signs, and, you know, I'm always quick to try and, you know, find out about, you know, or even ask those questions. Are you okay? Are you? Because it's all right. It's good to connect and to, you know. So I'm coming from that side of things. I came out of it all right. You know, I'm still here today, and of course, like I said to you guys before, we've all had younger mates that we know, our friends, cousins that were younger than us, that had died probably before they were 30 or something like that. You know, so reach out if you've got issues or whatever it is you're dealing with at home with your, you know, your spouse, your wife, or your husband. It's always good to connect. And we haven't got, at the moment, actually, we haven't got any things to link on to, but we do have friends that are in that field for that. So that's what I'm saying is it's a hard topic to talk about. And yeah, I thought I'd just share that.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Teo. So
Sure.
how are you feeling right now? Like, do you feel?
For me, it's just, you know, I say those years ago when it first happened, I couldn't really talk about it. But now I'm still, as we're talking, I still, you know, feel that emotion, eh? And it's good to let the tears out. I've found over the years that, you know, as you get older, it's all right to have a tongue, and it's all right to be real. So yeah, yeah, I feel right, but I still feel that, you know, that sadness that I didn't see when we were working together. But, you know, as yeah, like I said, it's a hard thing to talk about, but I got through it, and also, you know, my friend's wife and children, his daughter and his 2 sons, they were quite young at the time too, so they're all adults now. But I haven't connected them since I've come back, but I was over the years connecting with them. But yeah, it's one of those subjects that, you know, you just have to talk about it because it does happen. It happens in families, and just creating that space of, you know, awareness. That's, I guess that's where I'm coming from. And connecting and making sure that you know, that person, that female or male, are good, or, you know, yeah, that's the space I'm coming from, bro. Yeah. All
I
good.
think, yeah, I think we all come across the different areas of mental health. Yeah, I've personally come through some some issues there, and still trying to seek answers. And recently reconnecting with an individual, and that has helped me to overcome that side of it. And in that journey, I've met some people recently who's given me some great advice.
Yeah.
You know, to take the lead, and you know, I've spoken to these people I've never met before in my life, and spoke with them, and they just came back with the right answers.
Yeah.
You know, what I told them and what they came back with the answer, I felt ashamed, but you know, I should have been ashamed of the shame from what I told them, you know. And it was just a 4-letter word they just told me, yeah. And we sometimes, I don't know, some men may feel they're too macho to just to mention this 4-letter word to anybody, you know. And it was just a simple word. I spoke to these rangatira, and they just said, look, just say this word to the person that I'm reconnecting with, and even to my own family. I just thought, man, it's been hard, but that 4-letter word was just a simple, just love. Hey, right, it really touched me when I met this person for the first time. So I got back from that event, and mentioned to my family, my kids and my wife, and I think they got a shock, because I've never said it to them, you know. And then the following day, I went and visited this individual that I've only just recently reconnected with. And told them I loved them, and they were shocked as well. It was just,
Chere, can I say this? You know, I love you too, bro, and I love you too, Shane.
Love you too, Bo. It was hard work to say, man.
Yeah, bro, I know.
For me, it was. I don't know. Yeah, I guess from attending this hui that I went to recently, just opened up.
Yeah, opened up some of the windows, or brought up the barriers up, eh?
Well, maybe the the barriers, man, because you were thinking you're macho, but you're not. And like you said, if you need to cry, you cry. Yeah.
Don't be ashamed. Shed some tears, you know. We've sort of grown up in an environment with our older, you know, even the boys,
right.
even the men, men, they're like, hey.
You brought up an environment where, hey, you got to be staunch, but hey, got to be real.
You be real, man.
And that's what I experienced. Just as of recent.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, my girls were far out, man. Yeah.
Nice, bro.
Yeah.
Nice, bro.
One of the things I'll share with you guys is just the work that I did when I was working in the humanitarian sector, working with refugee background people. And in terms of mental wellness, one of the things with people that have gone through that experience of being a refugee, living through conflict, where they've had to flee for their lives, and that one of the really important things around mental wellness was people taking control of their lives. Some had lived in a refugee camp basically since they were born, and come to New Zealand to settle in a place of safety, place of haven, and it found that adjustment really difficult because it was about gaining control of their life again. Because when you're in that situation, you don't have the ability to make decisions for yourself, and you're always living in a state of anxiety because you're unsafe. And so working with families that have gone through that experience, and that was always trying to sort of understand that journey. Now, us, our first generation New Zealanders, our parents are migrants, but
Yeah,
they were in a position where they didn't have to flee the Pacific because they were in a
yeah,
war-torn country or their lives are under risk. It came. So even though I could say, some of that experience of understanding that adjustment and migration to a new land in terms of new opportunities, not necessarily the same in terms of the experiences of people that had gone through the refugee experience. So it just had a better awareness around mental wellness and also around understanding that unless people can have in that situation have control of their lives, mental well-being is something that's really hard in terms of making that adjustment. And you had situations where also families that had come, the children would integrate a lot quicker into the community because they would go to school, they would interact in that as well. And that also was something that really put some parents under pressure because one, it was more difficult to learn the language because they weren't in a position to interact more regularly in terms of into the community. So that also caused, can potentially cause issues around well-being and mental well-being in that as well, because you feel that your children are disengaging, and many talked about it from their culture, and I think all three of us would have experience
mm,
where our parents would have talked about, oh, you're more a Palangi, or you're more learning the New Zealand way as opposed to the cultural way. And
yeah,
I found in that situation again, it was something I could resonate or understand, but not necessarily fully understand because I hadn't gone through some of those experiences in that as well. So I think, and just in talking that control, that people are in a better position in terms of being mentally well if they feel they've got control of their lives.
mm,
And also that they're doing stuff that they want to do in terms of their own well-being as opposed to that, because all of us make decisions, and when we say in control, sometimes people are in a position where that they feel they're in control, but they're making destructive decisions that they wouldn't make
yeah,
if they were in a better space in terms of feeling well.
yeah.
So that was just something that was, when I thought about us talking about that tonight, was something that I thought I'd bring and resonated with me, and also has impacted me in terms of having that experience and working with those communities in terms of going forward and how I see the world as well.
Oh.
Wow, man. Gee,
So, did you get any feedback from those clients that you used to look after, Shane?
Oh, it was really around what's that particular sort of journey for
Mm.
those families, and they came from varied parts of the world, from Central America, South
wow.
America, from Asia, from the Middle East. When I was working in that sector a lot during that
Mm.
time, we were in the midst of the Syrian civil war, so there was a lot of people from the Middle East. Also, the after effects of the U.S. invasion of Iraq, so you had a lot of people
Mm.
displaced, and
Wow.
also um, so those particular conflicts displaced a lot of people. I think even today, at that time when I was working in that sector, there was about 43 million people displaced or under refugee status across the world. So that's a huge
Whoa.
amount of people, and it was in 2015 that was the most people that had been displaced since the Bosnian War in the mid 90s, and the Rwandan genocide. So it does give you a sort of food for in terms of people having to go through those experiences and expecting them to be resilient, because
Yeah.
I sort of, and then that's how I tried to get some perspective on it and thinking, how would I react in that situation, and I think I would react really poorly, because I don't know if I would be as resilient as some of the people I met through that work that I did.
Ki- Kind of saying, so kind of that too as well as the children's upbringing, their mindset is of that, like compared to us, me, you, and Tiare, our mindset's way different to them. Their mindset is, trying to live to survive, or they don't know what
Yeah.
tomorrow's going to bring. But because of us, we've had our parents with us, that upbringing. So we're blessed in that way. Whereas this, the people you're talking about, those families, they've got a different mindset, and that's that goes under the, the mental state. I'm hoping that those children are okay, or are surviving all right. They must be all grown up now, eh? There's the families and the children.
Well, PTSD actually comes in many forms and actually comes across the many communities. So if you look at it, I mean, even through our generation, when you talk about things like, well, context I know, the Mau, and in terms of the influenza epidemic that swept through
Yeah.
the Pacific in
Yeah.
1918. Even with my uncles in that, there was still a traumatization from that period in terms of what had happened, and it became
Wow.
intergenerational. So there's things that sometimes do, even us who sort of where we are, there's an element of that, of those some experiences that do have sort of come down the line for us as well. So it just with that experience, those are people that had that immediate sort of situation of displacement and also feeling powerless, having to sort of flee and for a place of safety. I think in the where we talk around even in terms of tangata whenua, there's an element of experience that has come down based on sort of the experiences of a number of generations, and that has it's had a number of impacts sort of across generations as well. So I just think, I guess what I'm saying is that there's a number of ways of which things come that can affect mental well-being, and you just sort of need to sort of look and try and get an idea, particularly when you see sort of people in a situation where they're in crisis or are in a situation where that they just feel an element of not being able to have that sort of control of their lives, or in a position where when we talk around people in the individualistic sort of society of everyone should be able to make it on their own, that is very much dependent on where your starting line is. And I think, and some a number of friends and that I know have this our starting point possibly was in a different area where it is for some others who sort of would be in a different situation in terms of their lives as well.
Right. That's fantastic, Shane. Fantastic. Right.
No, I'm
That's a
talking
lot
too
of
long now.
information there.
Am I
Thank you
talking
very
too
much.
long now?
No. You got a lot
Courageously
of
said.
a wealth of knowledge there,
Yeah.
Mr. Also. Hey, I just want to go back to your 5 points. What were they again, please? Just quickly go through it again,
bro.
please.
Yeah, bro.
Because I had some points here too.
Okay, give your time
Right.
and your words and your presence. Be active. Do what you can. Enjoy what you do. Enjoy it, and move your mood. Keep learning and embrace new experiences, key opportunities, and surprise yourself. Connect, just like how we are connected, and talk and listen. Yeah, to talk and then listen and be there and feel connected. Um, the fifth one, take notice. Remember the simple things that give you joy. Yeah, 5 ways to well-being. Just
That's
simplify.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd just like to, could I add another one?
Add it on,
I
brother.
don't know.
Bring
I
it.
just couldn't quite hear what some of the points were. Oh, I did hear your points, but did I hear balance in your one? Balance. Where you've got achieving a balance between work, rest, and leisure. We've got to have that.
Yep.
Yeah. Put that balance in there.
Basically just maintain our overall well-being. Like for example, I mean, for me to sort of relax out there now is spending time in the moana, in the water there, diving.
Oh, yeah.
Swimming around and just, oh yeah, please, Mr. Shark, don't be around when I'm around.
Yeah.
So that's diving, such as snorkeling and take diving. That there now for me is my relaxation now. I use that as
Cool.
my time. I mean, used to use mountain biking used to, even the gym, but I find going in the water,
One, eh?
it's
Cleansing, eh?
different. Yeah, it's a cleansing. It's a
It's like a
different,
healing, eh?
and different environment down there, man.
Mm.
That's
Am
cool.
I allowed to?
Go.
Sorry, Shane. I was
Theo.
gonna say, is me and Shane allowed to come on one of those journeys of yours, if that's all right?
Hey, I
If you
just
can
want what,
swim,
no, I just want what you. I don't need to come with you. I just want sort of what you catch.
oh, you can come and see. Yeah,
You know,
you come and see
I
what.
love seafood.
Oh, no,
Remember,
you fellas gotta get in the water.
Te Ho, what's your Te Ales is the water? What's your area? What's your place of wellness and peace?
yeah. For me, it's just I guess honestly, for me, I just close the door, man, in the room on your own, just me and praying. I like to pray a lot, Shane, Tiare. I should do it a lot more than I should, but yeah, the Lord, He gives me peace every day. You guys know I wasn't like this 30 years ago, so
Oh, when you were afraid,
that's
I can vouch for that. Yeah, you would.
you know,
same. I
and
can too.
you know, I was one of those kids that didn't listen, but since we have to grow up someday, and we'll still keep learning. But for me, Shane, yeah, man, I get my peace, and just if I'm in the room or even at church. I haven't been going to church lately, but it's that connection with the man upstairs, and that gives me peace. So yeah, and I think that I'll probably remember that scripture. Just hasn't come to my mind. So the one that
Hey,
I said, be quick to listen
yeah.
and slow to speak.
And what about yourself, there, Shane?
Yeah.
What's your
Oh,
wellness?
oh, you know what it is. Out on the bike, wind, nice day by the sea, riding by the sea, real calmness.
Do you wear protective gear when you ride?
Well, I don't. Since I don't mountain bike with you anymore, I don't have to. I can just ride on the road. I'm sure we're going to get into. I'm sure we're going to get into mountain biking at some stage on this little
Yeah, gotta
podcast.
give my new titanium hips a go on
Yeah,
those hills again.
I
Oh,
reckon.
Mm.
So look, that's pretty good. Look, we've all got our place of calmness, our place of centering, which is really good. I think good in terms of sharing tonight. I'd say we had the qualifier that talked about, we're not professionals or that, and just sharing some personal journeys tonight, which has been really good. So you guys, we ready to out or anything else?
Just as long before we go out.
I
The Invisible Man, Teo.
yeah,
That's your
I
new
just
name.
wanted to shout out to everyone and thank you for listening in. All your friends, Shane, all your friends, Tiare, and myself. We just want to say thank you for jumping in, and there's more to come. So yeah, feel free, Malone.
Cool. So that seems it's us. So look, thank you to everyone for viewing and listening to tonight's episode 2. We do the BST podcast live weekly on Tuesdays at 7 p.m., which is uploaded to our Facebook page immediately after. Tonight, there will be links in terms of some of the topics we've covered, in terms of some further information. If you feel there's some other stuff we can add in there, please, by all means, let us know, because, again, we're not the center of all knowledge, and being able to sort of share a little wider and also to get some further information that'll sort of help us along our way is really helpful. Remember, like, subscribe on the Blood, Sweat, Talanoa Facebook page as we build our community. And we'll see you next week for episode 3. Now, this is the first of our free journey series, which each of us talk about ourselves through a series of subjects, which, we'll talk about next week. And lastly, note 27th of August is when we will have we'll host our first guest on Blood, Sweat and Talanoa. So we look forward to that. So we'll see you guys next week. Mā te wā.
Ka kite.
Toha ne?
Toha.
Toha.
Toha.